Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking something literally almost all of us fall for, the modern digital spending trap. We're going to explore exactly why your hard-earned salary seems to just vanish into thin air every month. But more importantly, we'll look at how a seemingly old-school concept is quietly revolutionizing people's finances to help them take back total control.
Picture this. It's late. You're just scrolling, the room's dark, and you pop open your banking app. And staring right back at you is a number kind of like this. 1,842 rupees. The absolute kicker? Your salary just hit 3 days ago. 3 days! All that anticipation, all that waiting for the first of the month, and you're already staring down the barrel of an empty account?
It hits you like a ton of bricks, right? How does this keep happening? You hustle, you put in the crazy hours, you survive the late-night office burnout, and finally, payday. But then, poof, it just disappears. Not in months, not in weeks, in days. It's this agonizing cycle that leaves so many of us feeling totally defeated before the month has even really kicked off.
Section 1. The vanishing salary problem. So let's look at the actual leaks turning that payday hope into mid-month panic. Because understanding the problem is step 1 to actually fixing it. Every month starts off great, but then, boom, you're hit. You're sitting there calculating school fees, watching petrol prices creep up, seeing the grocery bill spike. It's the usual suspects: EMIs, rent, endless food delivery orders, online shopping hauls, insurance premiums, and those dreaded unexpected medical or household expenses. The hard truth? Middle-class families aren't drowning because they don't earn, they're drowning because their money silently leaks away.
Section 2. The invisible spending trap. Now, here's where it gets a bit insidious. We have to look at the psychology of how we buy, not just what we buy. The reality? We're totally trapped in invisible spending. Think about it. Digital spending is just frictionless. A quick tap of your phone for a 129 rupees coffee, tap. A 699 subscription, tap. A 249 snack. These tiny, rapid-fire payments happen so easily and so fast that our brains literally disconnect from the fact that we're actually losing money. And before you know it, the month is just over. Because you see, digital payments are designed by default to be invisible. They completely strip away what psychologists call the pain of paying. And honestly, companies profit massively when you lose that friction because you just overspend. Physical cash, though, totally different game. When you actually have to hand over crisp paper money, your brain genuinely feels the loss. It forces this strict, tangible boundary that a digital number on a screen just can't fake.
Section 3. What is cash stuffing?
Which brings us to this old-school money system that's quietly changing lives. The internet gave it a trendy name recently, but your grandparents, they probably just called it common sense. It's known as cash stuffing, and it's incredibly straightforward. No fancy apps required, no confusing color-coded spreadsheets, and you definitely don't need a finance degree. You literally just take physical cash and divide it into specific envelopes labeled with your spending categories. The whole point here is to create hard, visible, psychological boundaries for your cash.
Normally, a paycheck drops into your account and just scatters. Food, shopping, bills, it's all just mixing chaotically together. But look what happens when you divide it logically in the real world. 8 grand strictly for food, 4 grand for petrol, 2 grand for shopping, 10 grand locked away for savings. You're giving every single rupee a specific physical home before you even get the chance to spend it.
And here is the absolute superpower of this entire system: visibility. When you look into that shopping envelope and it's empty, you're done. The spending stops, period. You can't just casually tap a piece of plastic and pretend it didn't happen. That physical boundary forces a hard stop. That visibility, that friction, that is exactly the psychological power that banks and credit card companies really don't want you to feel.
Section 4. Building a hybrid system. Okay, let's do a reality check. We live in a digital world. If you're in a city or basically anywhere in digital India today, you can't exactly pay your Netflix or electricity bill by mailing an envelope full of cash, right? Doing this completely old school just doesn't work. So smart savers have evolved this into a really clever modern hybrid system. Step 1. Keep using those digital accounts and automated payments for your fixed, unavoidable bills, your rent, utilities, insurance. But step 2, and this is where the magic happens, you use physical cash envelopes only for your problem spending categories.
You've got to be honest with yourself and identify those specific problem areas.
You know the ones where that impulse overspending always seems to happen. We're talking the food delivery apps, the random online shopping sprees, weekend hangouts with friends, the daily snacks, entertainment, the silent leaks. By forcing yourself to only use physical cash for these specific things, you instantly plug those leaks.
So the real secret to mastering your money isn't about throwing away your smartphone and abandoning digital convenience entirely. It's simply about setting strict spending boundaries. Because at the end of the day, boundaries equal control. The minute you set a physical boundary with cash, you grab the steering wheel back. And suddenly, for the first time in maybe a long time, your salary actually stops disappearing.
Section 5. Achieving true financial peace.
Now, moving past just the mechanics of paper envelopes and bank accounts, there's a profound emotional and psychological shift that happens here. And honestly, it's the biggest reward. They don't teach this in school. Most people will hear this, totally ignore it, stick to the convenience of their digital apps, and then wonder where their money went again next month. Look, cash stuffing isn't magic. It's absolutely not going to make you rich overnight. But what it does do is force you to face your money honestly. And I'm telling you, that changes everything.
We trick ourselves into thinking, man, if I just earned a little more, all my stress would just vanish. But financial peace, it doesn't actually come from earning crores of rupees. It comes directly from having absolute control over whatever amount you do earn. When you have control, you have a fully prepared emergency envelope. And when you're prepared, an unexpected expense stops feeling like a world-ending disaster. You just face it calmly.
So I want to leave you with a total redefinition of wealth. True financial freedom is not about showing off. It's definitely not about the flashy car you drive or the designer brands you wear. True financial freedom is just closing your eyes at the end of the day and actually sleeping peacefully at night, knowing exactly where you stand and knowing that you are the one in control.
So here's my final question to you. Are you ready to face your money honestly? Are you ready to take back control of your future? Because that future depends 100% on the habits you choose to build right now, today. If you found this explainer helpful and you are just absolutely done with financial stress, make sure to hit subscribe for more deep dives into mastering the psychology of our daily lives. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time.